background and all that junk. But I can't get rid of it. I just can't get rid of it. That's my problem. I don't know what I'm doing on this.
It's very distracting. Like I'm looking at it and I just see it's like a buffer wheel.
That's what I mean. Like I'm like, are we loading? Are we doing this? Are we confused?
Yeah,
I
are
don't
we
know.
it's just very
It's just not
here
right.
it is. Here we go.
Okay,
I'm
but
here.
it says we're live, so welcome everybody to the was it Fly Boys? Since we've been doing so many live streams. Oh my god. Okay, let's do that. Take two. Welcome everyone to BatYard's Finest, where we talk about the latest in pop culture and Superman and Batman, and other kind of movies and TV show topics or comics. The topics tonight is actually going to be, was it Spy? The first two episodes of Spy X Family and the Kingsman, the Secret Service, and to my pointing. Am I pointing at you, Jer? To
No.
my whatever side. To my side is.
I'm Jerry, the other co-host for the dynamic duo until we turn back into a trio.
Yes. Josh is actually gonna be maybe showing up late. We'll see what happens. He has to do like a couple here and there things today. But let's go with BS. Jerry, got anything?
God. Okay. So I'm gonna open up with some sad news because I don't know if anybody's been following, the obituaries recently, but we lost well, it's three people, but three is still a big number of loss. And I'll just go with the order that it happened. The first loss being hold on, I actually just pulled this up. Let me re-look up my notes.
Okay.
Was James Caan, the actor from The Godfather. He just passed on July
Okay.
6th.
Huh.
And that was very surprising. I was like, what? James Caan? I can't believe it.
Yeah, I kind of saw that on Instagram too. I was wondering what the hell.
Yeah,
Okay.
he recently just passed. And then, I told you on PlayStation and on Instagram, we've been talking back and forth. The creator for Yu-Gi-Oh! The series has had an unfortunate drowning accident at the age of 60 years
Oh,
old. Yeah, they said it was an accidental drowning.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's no longer with us. So, he's, I don't know about everybody, but Yu-Gi-Oh's been a very big part of my life, even from like a kid all the way to now. Like even just from watching the show, playing the physical card game and then the digital card game, it's just, it's always been fun to learn new mechanics, except when stuff started getting weird. But we don't have to talk about that. And even to how the story has been written, which I think has improved greatly as the series has went on, in my opinion. I
I don't
have
know.
a few grunts that I dislike about the creative turns that he used, but I don't hate it. I just dislike it.
Thing is, I haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh since what's it called? Once we introduced Egyptian gods, I think.
Oh yeah, the original.
Yeah, so I haven't seen anything like that, or maybe I got one random like memory of this elemental warrior guy, and that's really it.
Oh yeah, that was the second generation.
Is it now? Okay, so I have a little bit of knowledge in that shit. But
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in forever. I think I would never be able to play
don't
it
do it.
because again, I don't.
The, the speed for the game now is I have a 40 card deck. Let me empty half of my deck to the graveyard, summon 3 boss monsters, lock you down, and then I'm going to kill you in one turn.
No, thank you. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
it's the card game. I have a lot of, I'm not going to say hate, but I have very heated, strong
Despite.
opinions about that I'll give on the next Flyboy stream. But I won't do that here because, we still have the main topics, and I actually still have a bunch of other news actually that I want to drop. But, I wanted to definitely say, rest in peace to both of those, fine gentlemen and, creators for a lot of people. Which actually brings me into the third death, the Japanese prime minister. It was said that he, had died, and
Mhm.
it has been confirmed that was an assassination. And, that just threw me for a
Ooh.
trip because I'm like, this is 2022. Why? Where did we go back to assassinating people?
Hey
That's
man, if the guy's not doing his job right for the guy, they just take him out. Bam.
Yeah, it was, very, very tragic because I know the current prime minister, he was a very big anime fan, namely into Demon Slayer, and he wanted to put some things in place so that anime studios and employees don't have to work their, rigorously long hours and get them better pay and conditions
Oh,
so they're not treated so much like secondhand uh secondhand employees.
I get it. Okay, so he's actually making the work conditions actually better for them, and now he's gone. Yo, conspiracy. Nobody wants anime in this world anymore. Uh
Yeah,
oh.
and that's been a very big issue because, me and you have talked about it, but Japan is slowly losing their hold on animation, namely to China, which is very surprising because I actually watched a few Chinese anime, and it's if you told me it was Chinese, I never would have guessed.
What shows
Like
are those?
it's Hitero no Shita, the Outcast, and I know I'm gonna say this wrong, so please, Lord, forgive me. But I think it's Kanburi, the Iron Fortress.
Hmm.
That the Iron Fortress, when I watched a lot of clips for, super primo stuff. I would have, if you said that was Chinese
The
animation,
Iron
I would have called you a
Fortress.
liar.
Hmm.
But
Why does that seem familiar?
you've
Oh.
probably seen a lot of clips from it because it's kind of steampunk esque. They have a lot of machinery. It's almost like they're in an industrial revolution kind of. And then there's like this zombie virus going around. I think it's been a while since I've seen some clips from it.
Oh, this show.
Yeah, that's Chinese animation, believe it or
Okay.
not.
Okay. Okay. I've seen here and there snippets of you.
But
Okay.
just definitely, I wanted to open up by sending our thoughts, prayers, and well wishes to everyone affected by these three deaths. And I hope that that they're at peace, knowing that they're no longer gonna be suffering if they had any health ailments, and that they're gonna be able to rest in peace and not have to wake up in the morning and deal with a crazy world.
True. Rest in peace.
But on to the fun news. So
That wasn't fun. No, just.
So the Munsters actually have a new movie trailer. I haven't watched it
Wait,
yet. I
they
literally,
dropped it?
yeah,
Hold on,
they
they
just
dropped.
dropped it.
Okay, because the information I've been like looking at with this whole setup, I like Rob Zombie. I love Rob Zombie's music. I like his movies that he likes to do, but like whenever he takes a concept that's already been existing, he doesn't I don't know what he does. He just does his own little twist to it. And he, and he changes it up. I hear a lot of dislikes of the Halloween series, so I'm kind of concerned about the monsters because I grew up on the monsters a lot whenever it was like came on TV.
I'm one of the people who have a lot of gripes about him handling Halloween, but I'm not gonna say I hate it. I'm just gonna say it was one of the things where it was given to somebody who didn't know what they were doing.
Okay. Oh god, I'm scared. I seen the cast. I seen some of the cast, and I'm like, why? But I don't know what's happening. And for some reason, I haven't seen a child actor for the son, the wolf boy.
I'm excited. I haven't
I,
watched. I think the last time I watched an episode of The Munsters, I was uh I was actually off work for just a random day I took off, and I was just flipping through the channels. I'm like, no way this is on. And it's still just as goofy now as it was back
I
then.
bet. I freaking bet. I think I haven't watched the Munsters in like maybe 5, maybe 10 years. If anything, I just see glimpses of like random moments on like Instagram or it shows up on YouTube or something like that. That's it. I'm like, that was my like childhood watch like go to my grandmother's house and I'll be well my dad's side my dad's grandmother sit like and I'll sit there and watch their TV and just be like, okay, I'm zoned in. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, because I remember it was the Munsters, the Adams Family. Oh, what
Yep.
else? It was another Elvira. I remember catching a few random episodes of Elvira.
Ooh. Oh, five. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Mm, mm, mm. That was
Those I'm not gonna lie. So those TV shows, I kind of just don't want them to be touched, but people keep touching them. The last Adam's Family movie is like it was good. Those two movie series, like that was fine when they're live action. But
yeah,
anything else behind it, I don't want to see because I'm like they were kind of pushing some things. Like the second movie was bare, like it was like okay, it wasn't like 100%. But I don't know. I don't feel like I want them. I'm being that person. I don't want them.
I definitely think some things should be kind of left alone in the time period that they came out.
Yep.
And if you do decide to revisit them, I think it's okay to try to bring in a few elements that made it, so enjoyable. But I wouldn't hate it if you tried to modernize it or even just kind of spice it up a bit. Just
Mhm.
breathe some new life, I suppose I should say.
Yeah, I no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But it's just like weird because of the first. Okay, but so with the monsters, the first thing I saw was as a poster. It's him. It's the what's it? Oh, wow. It's them in like a photo op, but they like don't have like the kid. It's just the husband, the wife, and the grandfather, and it's just like the grandfather has a mustache for some reason. He has like he's a vampire, but he's got this goofy ass mustache that looks like he's been like makeuped over. And then I seen photos with it fucking gone, so I'm really fucking confused on what's going on. So I don't know what's happening. I kind of wish if it was gonna be a thing, I wouldn't have made it a movie. I would have made it like a series and put on like some like I don't know, like Amazon or freaking who no, I don't want to say Hulu because I don't have Hulu. Netflix or some shit like
Let's
that.
just go with Prime. I think Amazon's
Yeah.
doing pretty good. They don't actually, now that I think about it, I think Amazon Prime, I know they have a lot of stuff, but they usually don't advertise a whole lot of what they get that I know of.
Um, unless it's really big or it's basically coming out and they want people to prep up for the show. They were advertised, but like it's barely like it's a bare minimum. You barely see anything like The Boys season 3. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know The Boys season 3 is a thing unless I go like what like if I don't hear from you guys or freaking if I go on Amazon and be like a random ad that would be on the bottom, like The Boys, go to Amazon Video, I mean Prime Video and watch it. Like season 3 is out, and I'm like, and yeah, season 3 is out, and you better watch it.
It's actually very good. Plus or
It is.
minus a couple of scenes that I felt should have been changed, but personally, I think
Gasm. That's
it's
oh god. Oh shoot. I've been like watching too many behind the scenes of that stuff of like people comparing comics with the show and everything. And I just learned I sent you a link today for Noir. No, for Black Noir. A Noir.
yeah.
That he's a fucked character and we don't see that
I
in
got
the
the feeling.
show.
I
The
got
thing is
that.
he's really fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, it's bad and fine. Yeah, I got what's it? You know how Rebecca, not Be- yeah, Becca is supposed to be like have Homelander's child.
Yes.
It's not her child. His child is Black Noir's child, and the way it's born, it's terrifying in the comics.
I need to see. I didn't get a chance to watch the video because I was busy
W-
all day today.
watch watch the video when you can because the way it goes down the line, Noir, Black. I want to keep calling him Noir, but no, he's Black Noir. Noir. He he's not just a standalone character. He's an actual clone of Homelander. Yeah, he's a
Hmm.
clone of Homelander. Yeah. He's supposed to be the backup plan in case he fucks up, and they have to get rid of him. And Black Noir is actually super strong and more fucked up than Homelander is, and he causes more havoc to cause more issues for Homelander to make Homelander go ape shit and crazy.
Hmm.
There's a lot of behind the scenes shit that we're not seeing in the show because they're choosing different directions. Technically, we're not even supposed to have the kid arc right now. Like the whole thing with Homelander's kid, not a thing.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. I
Soldier
hmm.
Soldier Boy is not even supposed to be that badass or nuclear. There's like three fucking generations of Superboy. I mean Soldier Boy. So yeah, there's like they just combined all like at least one little thing from each one and grabbed the one from like the 1940s and put it all into him and made this toxic character.
Hmm. You know what? We should save this because I think
Yes.
this would be a good discussion point when Josh is here.
Yeah, well, Josh needs to watch the show. That's the problem. But
And
yeah,
let's
there's a
see.
lot of bullshit with that. But no, if you guys haven't seen season three is awesome.
It's very
Uh,
good.
I'm okay with the ending. I'm not that hurt. I can see
Eh,
promising happenings. I can see shit happening. And I watch a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of interviews. There is a plan happening, and it's gonna get fucky. That's all it's gonna be.
I'm happy with how season 3 ended, but some things that they used in the finale, I'm like, okay, that was, some things were kind of cheesy, and other things I'm like, this just got snowballed in. I could just tell. Snowballs, just shovel them in. We gotta get it moving.
Like, what do you think? Without ruining the fucking episode for people, what do you think is snowballed in? It's
Definitely,
really hard to say.
it's hard to say without spoiling it, but
Yeah, that's the
definitely
problem.
the interactions. It's the interactions between two characters that's not Homelander and Butcher. I think you know who I'm talking about. And how they've
Okay.
had this strife go back and forth between them all of season 3, and then all of a sudden one of them just realizes like, oh, I've been a complete fucking dumbass the whole time about how to handle things, and what I really wanted out of things, and this thing I said didn't bother me, when in all actuality it bothered the fucking hell out of me. And I'm
The
like,
sad thing is,
This obviously got snowballed in because I'm like, okay, this is gonna go
no, it didn't
completely
get
to the right,
snowballed in.
and then it
No,
went left field. I'm like, okay,
no, it didn't get snowballed in. The funny thing is that relationship is kind of hearsay bullshit. It's like 50-50 relationship in the comics. So it's weird. It's a weird thing in the comics because the way I've been hearing from like all these people, that relationship shouldn't have been like that much of a big thing. Now it is. So, and technically, the thing is they're trying to draw in with that character. he's been a loser his whole life, and in the comics he's still a fucking loser. And I think in like the series, they're trying to make that dynamic for him to realize that he's just a human. If he keeps fucking this shit up, whatever, fuck it.
Keeping the pod alive. Yes, we are, Josh. We're keeping it alive. And we're patiently
Hmm.
awaiting for you to join us.
True,
Godspeed.
but okay, we can't discuss the boys that much. What other topics do you got? Because we
um,
can do a whole podcast of the boys.
let's see. Just some very minor things. Well, it's not actually minor. To both of the last two bits of news I have is actually pretty big because I've been waiting a long time for this. So, Friday, pre-orders for God of War Ragnarok are opening up, and I'm super excited about that. I guess I'm just calling it God of War 4 because it came out on PS4. Yeah, God of War PS4 was
uh,
a fantastic game, and I loved every piece of it. The only thing I kind of hated was how strong the Valkyries were, but
I didn't
that's
touch
neither
them.
here nor there.
I
And
knew not to tread with them.
I
I
killed
didn't.
two of them pretty easy, and then when I went to like the fourth and the fifth one, they were whooping my ass. I'm like, okay, I'm leaving y'all
Yeah, I said no.
And that releases November 9th, right before holiday season even starts. I think they want to get as early of a jump because they know we wanted to go to Asgard and fight Thor and Odin. I was waiting for them to say, "Oh, we're releasing DLC where you can fight Thor and Odin." I'm like, "Yes, finally." But they decided to hold it off and put it into another game, which I think is appropriately titled because Kratos and Atreus are probably going to cause the end of days in Norse mythology, as what Ragnarok is commonly known as. And I'm looking forward to see how Tyr and Fenrir are going to play into this because they were basically precursors for Ragnarok.
Dude. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold door. Okay, I literally just looked up like the special edition of this shit. I'm like, yo,
Hold on,
I'm
is it
gonna go
out?
call my patient. Hold on, I'm doing it right now. I'm bringing it up.
And then while he's doing that, the other bit of news I have is Bayonetta 3. If you're a fan of Bayonetta, Bayonetta 3 is officially coming out October 28th. And she's basically just the woman version of Devil May Cry.
Yes, I didn't know they were gonna. I didn't. I forgot they actually were gonna do that one. All
Yeah,
right,
it's
hold
been
on,
in
hold on.
development for a long time, so people were worried that it was going to get pulled.
Okay,
And they just
okay.
released a trailer for it today, and it looks very promising. I'm
All right, I'm
excited to
about to
play it.
share.
Yes, I
Can
need
you
to
see
see
my
this.
screen?
Not just yet.
I'm trying. It's taking its time.
Oh, please. I need to know because I'm dying.
Like, come on, you better load up. You connect properly, you stupid thing. Why is it not sharing? It's being stupid as. Okay, now can you see it?
It hasn't popped up just yet.
Real okay, it's telling me prove you have permission to capture your screen, blah blah blah. Oh, screw you, you Chrome bastard. I hate Chrome. I hate Chrome so much. I literally hate Chrome. But all right, let me do this then.
Hold on. I gotta look this up.
Okay. So here's the photo.
Oh my god. Hold on.
You
Hold
get the
on.
hammer. You get the hammer of Thor.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to PlayStation's website. Oh, we get him
So
Jonah.
we get a no. What? So basically, we get a 16-inch Mjolnir replica. The Knowledge Keeper's Shrine. That's probably where all this fucking crap is. We get a record. We get a steel book display case for the game No game disc included. Fuck you. What? The Falcon, the Bear, the Wolf pin set. I kind of may have to share those with other people. I'm not gonna lie. You get a 2-inch veneer twin
Ooh.
carvings. The legendary. I can't read that. It's too blurry. Something ring. Um, you
And
get a
we get
dice set.
dwarven dice.
Yes, yes, you do.
Oh yeah.
And we get a cloth map.
Oh yes.
Oh god, I'm just like, oh, this is amazing right now. Holy shit. How much
Fuck.
is it?
I don't know just yet.
I need to
I
know.
need to know.
Ah,
Jotner. Ooh, I might have, depending on how much that Jotner edition is, I might have to get that.
what's the oh my god, I get I need this. I need it. I need that. I want to run around saying I am Thor. That's but speaking of fucking Thor, if you guys haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder, get your asses to the theater because if you liked Ragnarok, you're gonna like this one as much, almost as much. There's more comedy than seriousness, but Thor is just comedy now. We don't care for his seriousness. I'm just joking. We kind of do so, but
I want to get your opinions on that, but we can do that toward the end of the BS segment. Just so we
okay.
can kind of just touch lightly on it.
I basically all my BS crap is like here and there floating around and it's not confirming, and then it's confirming, then getting soft again, so it's unconfirmed and becoming rumors. So like I don't care anymore about my shit. I gave up. But I am gonna say, was it yesterday we got the new chapter for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
And if you didn't catch me in Jerry's live stream of my bullshittery of playing Darksiders 2,
it was
that was a
excellent.
horrible playthrough for me. But you guys had time to talk. You and Steve got time to talk.
It was excellent. Everything about it was over easy.
uh, that no, you know this thing is, I literally was talking to my coworker Josh at work today, and we're talking, and you showed me the fan art and all that stuff. That's when I sent you that one fan art today, and I literally said something about that chicken, and he just said, "I'm so happy it died."
I'm telling you, it was gearing up to be the next Snarf.
No, 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 no. We don't need a snarf in Chainsaw Man. It's gonna put us down, and that's it. We're gonna feel low if we have a snarf. Okay? God, no, no, no. Okay, but this chapter, it's the newest arc came out. So the best thing he does is give us 53 pages of what the fuck is going on with this school, and let's see what happens next. The next chapter that comes out next week on, I believe on Tuesdays. It's gonna be the set
Yeah, I
dates.
think it
So
because originally it was on Sunday, but I think now he's got it set for Tuesday, which is good because Eden Zero just moved from Tuesday to whenever now.
Sunday, yeah.
I guess I don't
Do we
really
have a
know.
new chapter today? I mean, yesterday.
There's a new chapter for Record of Ragnarok. I'm gonna tell you about later.
Okay. Okay. That works for me. Other than that, that's my BS. We got the new chapter for Chainsaw Man. It takes, you think it's gonna go slow, but it picks up like how it always happens with Chainsaw Man. If you haven't read Chainsaw Man or you've been waiting for the new part to come out, go to Shonen Jump. We're not sponsored by them, but I wish we were.
Not yet.
And
We're gonna get there.
soon, hopefully. But if you have, yeah, that's the place to go properly to actually read Chainsaw Man.
So now that we're kind of in the
This
descending
ending,
action
yes.
of the BS. So I've been curious about this for a long time, and I'm also gonna ask this as a question on our official Instagram. How does everyone
Okay.
feel about the switch of Thor from being serious to basically being more action comedy? Which I
I
know
like it.
Marvel is kind of being
They always
more infamous for.
they've been doing that forever now. I think I don't know. I never could take Thor serious anyway because he's such an old character that his way of speaking is so off from everyone else. So it just seems funny and makes him seem dumber or like out of place.
Hmm.
And do that he doesn't have like the technologies. It's weird. His Asgard world had technology that we haven't fucking seen, but when he came to our world, he hasn't seen some of our technology. So it makes him feel stupid at some points, I noticed. But at the same time, he's greed. He helped out Jane Foster solve the mysteries of the Bifrost and like everything and certain other things, like throughout all the movies until she mysteriously broke up with him and disappeared by the snap. And then whatever, and it's like pretty freaking no, it's like I think the way they're going now, because the way he's been getting received from those first two movies because of these issues that I'm thinking of, is the best way to go now, because nobody's gonna just if they do a whole serious fucking Thor movie, I don't think we're gonna make it. I think it would be the worst one.
Now, I have to be honest. I have not watched all the Marvel movies. I haven't watched the first
Oh,
Cap, the first Thor, Black Widow, or the Eternals.
I'm
That's
trying
my
to think.
confession. And the reason I didn't watch the first Captain America is because I hate Captain America. I
I
think
don't
he's
blame you.
I think he's useless. But that's just how I feel about him. And I'm saying useless as in like he can't hold his own with the rest of the Avengers. What I mean by useless is you
Do we
can
actually need him?
you can give anyone a super steroid shot and boom, you got another Captain America. You
The
know,
thing is, like, but the thing is, like, it's with Captain America. It's like we're gonna go on this for a while, but it feels like, but with Captain America, he had comics that he existed longer in World War II, and for like more like so many World War II stories that we had. So, but then like once he got fucking frozen and sent to the
hmm
future, but in that time, I think that future was like the 80s. So like he was just in the 80s. And
yeah,
instead of jumping to the 2000s, he's been frozen for almost 70 years. And like but in like our terms, he's like 40 years. In like comic books, it feels like. It's really weird. Or like it's like he's like frozen like even probably lesser in like our time or to our time. I don't know. It's weird with Captain America, but there's been like over like 3, 4 different Captain Americas.
yeah. And it's the reason I also say that we have Iron Man, the Hulk, Vision, other hyper genius level people who are basically doing things that should not be possible. And then he's over here throwing a shield like he's Captain Boomerang. And I'm not saying, it's not a powerful shield because it's damn near indestructible. But I'm like, in the retrospect, if somebody was to take, I don't know, a strong magnet and just hold it in place with a magnet, what's he gonna do? Because
Punch you.
that's cool. Let
Punch
him
you.
punch
He's
through
gonna punch
titanium
you.
armor. Let him punch the Hulk, and he's gonna get sent flying to Europe, back to Normandy Beach.
Wow, that's fucked up. Okay.
But I didn't mean to just go on
Oh.
that random tangent. I just personally, I don't like Captain America. I think he's kind of stupid. I think Hawkeye's kind of goofy
Oh,
because he's a guy who just shoots arrows, but he never misses, which is his thing,
but he's
which is a
deaf.
very hard thing to do.
But he's deaf. Do you ever knew that he's deaf?
I didn't know that.
he's a deaf archer. That's the one thing that actually makes him even more crazier
So he
because
can't
he
even
doesn't.
hear where people are.
He
So not
he
only
has
is he a
special heads.
superhero, he is a handy capable, not handicapped, handy
He has a
capable
special
superhero.
hearing aids. He has special hearing aids that he gains. I think the gains later in the comics, or they gave him made up like hearing aids that basically helps him high like amplify the sounds he's hearing around him. But really, he's like mostly deaf. We have never noticed this because the movies never told us that he's deaf until the Hawkeye show came out. Technically, actually, that's when I've been noticing. Like even the actors, like, yeah, they finally let me know I'm deaf. like,
That's
like,
funny. But just getting back to my whole question of Thor, personally, I watched my first Thor was Thor Dark World. I thought the
oh,
action and seriousness of Dark World was pretty all right. I didn't hate it. I thought it was like, oh, this is, pretty standard. I didn't too much care for some of the plot for the movie, but that was just my personal feelings with the movie. And as far as like how you said with how old Thor is canonically and his way of talking, I think for him, it's more not so much well received to make him an action comedy hero, but it makes some of the things he goes through more relatable when you're like, oh, wait a minute. He's just masking his pain behind, being funny or
yep,
doing something that's kind of self-destructive, but not in a very, life-threatening way, but like this isn't a good coping mechanism. And I think it's, this is just my personal feelings. I think it's a better way to get some good points across. Because, like with Tony Stark, on all of Iron Man's, what have we known? He's a billionaire playboy philanthropist who's a narcissistic asshole. And in every
yes,
movie, every action he's done has come back to bite him. And then he's like, okay, I've been about me for so long. Now I need to be about other people. Um, I barely remember watching Winter Soldier for Cap.
ooh,
Who else?
that one's like probably like the best Cap movie.
Civil War was basically I'm not gonna even talk about Civil War. That could be an
I was
episode on
told
its own.
I was told Civil War is better in the comics than the movie actually was, but Civil War did do like it was good, but like supposedly everyone says like you gotta read the comics for that one because there's a lot more fucked up shit that happens in Civil
Yeah.
War than we
I-
get to see. Thanks to we like Marvel likes to sugarcoat all their stuff,
which I don't
but
blame them for because Marvel comics get kind of gruesome.
they do.
Ant-Man was made to be funny, and I love how funny it is. But through its funniness, it's also very serious at the moments when it needs to be. Guardians,
True.
we just need a good feel-good movie, and that's what Guardians will always be.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yes, it is.
I do agree with you. I personally do like Chris Hemsworth better, when he's trying to be funny, because you can make anybody an action hero. It's not hard.
Hmm.
But tell, a buffed out 6'3" guy be funny. That's not easy to do. Being funny's hard.
I know. I know it is.
So it's like, I appreciate that, he's being funny and he's also having fun doing it too. But I was just curious to see what you thought about it.
No, I actually like the direction they're going with Thor. It needs to be received by everyone the same way. I've been hearing mixed thoughts of like how this movie went and all this other junk, and like I'm like, I don't. To me, I enjoyed it. It went well. Steve, I am Groot.
Be a man.
Be a man. You mean I am Groot? I am Groot.
I am
Damn it!
Groot.
I am
I
Groot.
am Groot.
He
But
can't
it,
even get that. God damn it, Steve.
but
So You
just
got
as far as Love and Thunder was concerned, I think even though it was more funny, quote unquote, I think we got the right mix of seriousness to match the comedy because it was like we had talked about when we first got on PlayStation. This
I
was
don't care about your muscles, Steve.
stop eating eggs, Steve. You're being Gaston.
Oh, he's
It
too short to be him.
I think this movie kind of showed what was more of the serious side of, we all know Thor is a Norse god. It showed more of the seriousness and how the gods really are, which,
Hmm.
people kind of forget, gods are self-centered for the very most part. And that was something that we got to see again, like when they made it to the Golden City. I'm not going to call it the Golden
Yeah.
City. I'm going to call it the Eternal City because it wasn't
All
even
right, go
gold
for it.
everywhere.
Only the people's blood were made out of gold that they fought. That's
Yeah.
every. That was it. Oh, that was a
Like
good
when they reached
storyline.
the Eternal City, all the gods were like, "Oh yeah, we don't really care. That's an outside world problem. That's not a us problem."
Hey, yo, Pete. What about the orgy next week? And that's basically it. And just then like Dorby. That's right. Orgies.
Yeah, and even
Yeah, that was the focus point in that spot, which is the orgy.
And even with Zeus, I have my own personal feelings about Zeus. I'm not gonna take up 2 hours talking about Zeus. I can do that another time. But Zeus
We're gonna need
knew
like 3 podcasts for that.
we would. Like when it came to the point where Zeus and Thor were talking, and Zeus was basically telling them, "We know who he is and we know what he wants. He can't get there because he doesn't have the key." Zeus knew what the key was, but decided not to say anything at any point.
Well, he told him it's an Asgardian problem. It's an Asgardian problem. It ain't my problem. It's your problem. You figure out your people's shit. And that's it. He
Yeah,
wasn't getting in the middle of it.
yeah,
He
and
wanted his next orgy.
I'm
That's
just like,
it.
if you know what he wants and what it is, why not be like, hey, I can't really do much for you. So here is 99% of the information you need.
But Zeus. Zeus is a piece of shit, so he's not gonna do it. I know we're not triggering that. We're not
Um,
triggering it. We're not gonna do that. But yeah,
long-winded feelings. But
he'd rather be the show-off guy that we got in that movie and not tell you shit, and we continue onwards. That's basically it.
but as far I didn't realize that this was the fourth Thor movie. So the next one we
Yeah,
get is going to be 5. And for
Chris.
everything that it was, I give this movie a very solid 7.5. And I'm glad it was shorter than what I expected it to be.
True, but if you look at it, Chris Hemsworth actually has in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, whatever the fuck we have. Um, he is the he has the longest solo career movie contract
He does.
because everyone else got 3, he got 4. Now we're going to 5. I heard rumors he's on the 6 movies, but right now we're getting up to 5 and we'll see what happens. We don't know where he's gonna go. The shit can get changed. And he's been in every single Avengers movie, and that basically sets him up. He has like how many of those are there?
He's
4. So he has
obviously the
8 movies.
favorited. He's the director favorite actor.
I don't know. I don't know if he's the favorite actor. I feel like there's multiple other ones, and I think with Robert Downey Jr., he's been there since 2008,
Oh
and
man, he
so
he
I
did
think he
something
was
in
worth to
2008.
retire.
He did something back then.
Yeah,
That
but
first Iron
okay,
Man. Jesus.
we've been on BS for so long now. Let's get off of BS, please.
Yeah.
And let's
We'll
go
talk
to
about this on our live stream next time on the Fly Boys. whose Instagram we
Yes.
have not officially made yet, but it's in the process.
True.
It is in the
I'll
process.
try to
I'm
get
working
him.
on it.
Oh, are you?
I'm
Okay.
working on it.
Cool.
I'm
Fuck
also
you.
grabbing my computer charger because it's about to die, but I'm still here.
Okay, but you're gonna be the guy doing the synopsis for this topic. All right. So right when Jerry gets back, I'm gonna have him do the synopsis for Spy Family
So
episode. How you want to do this? You want to do one episode? I do one episode, or you want to do both episodes and I tackle the next thing?
I'll take episodes of Spy Family and then you can tackle the movie. I think
Okay,
that'd be good.
sounds good to me.
So,
All right, so Jerry,
episodes
take it away.
1 and 2 for Spy Family. Don't remember the names, and I've watched them probably 4 times. But
I know.
this is a anime set in essentially, kind of the Cold War spy era Germany. We have the main character Loid, who has been given the mission to keep the world peace by infiltrating essentially the Ivy League of grade schools. And so he goes, this is for episode 1. I should start by saying this is episode 1. He goes and he's looking to, start the process of, get an apartment, get a family, and he's, still do his spy missions. So he goes to an orphanage. He finds a unusual child with pink hair and pigtail covers named Anya, who is a mind reader, who was also the subject to some kind of scientific experimentation. We have not gotten the details further into that yet.
I can't wait until we do. I need to know more about
I
that.
can't either. And then let's see what else. And then he's like, "Oh, this kid's pretty smart. I'll take this one." And then the caretaker, well, I'm not gonna really call him the caretaker, but he's the drunkard. He
Talking about
was
the guy who ran the
basically a
orphan.
drunkard. He was a drunk. The drunk guy who is running the orphanage was like, "You don't have to pay me shit. Just take this one and go."
Take her away.
And then,
It's been 4 families.
as
She had
he's
4 families before this.
as he's taking care of, the adoption papers, he's like, she's been adopted 4 times in return for 4 times. And so as, they are slowly building up their fake family scenario, Loid is telling her, in public, you'll call me Papa or Dad, Father, whatever, honorific that he chose. And she's like, Papa, Anya like peanuts. And, she's just being, very still childlike. She's obviously younger than what she said she was. And then, there's just a lot of chaos that ensues where she reads his mind and figures out, oh, my new adoptive father is a spy. So this is going to be, just like a essentially just a cartoon show that she watches. And so she
Hmm.
tries to follow him everywhere. And he's like, I see you over there. I know you're hiding in the ceiling. And then, he locks her in the first apartment that he has, and she stumbles into his spy equipment and accidentally sends a coded message that is received by some enemies that he has. And then they break into the apartment, kidnap his adoptive daughter, Anya. And then he's like, well, this kid has compromised my mission. What do I do? And a lot of parts in it, he's like, oh, she's expendable. There's no sense of me trying to, get her back. But then we keep flashbacking to Loid as he's a child and him crying, I think, in some kind of bomb raid or, attack on his village. I'm very unsure what his backstory is
Hmm.
yet. And then he makes up his mind he is going to save her. And then as he saves her, he's in disguise and tells her, we're going to play a game of tag. And to win, you have to take this note to the police station and they'll get you to, that's the winning condition for this game. But in actuality, she's reading his mind and he's like, if you take this note to the police station, you'll get hooked up to a better orphanage where you'll have a better living situation with parents who aren't in something dangerous. And as Loid goes and takes care of business, Anya's hiding. I think it's behind a trash can behind a telephone booth, right?
After he rescues her, yes,
Yeah.
she hides behind there, and he's like, "You go and get like just go run away, blah blah," and she just doesn't do it because she's like, "I'm not leaving you."
Yeah. So she, she's hiding and waiting for him, and then after he doesn't kill them. He incapacitates his enemies. He walks out, and then Anya runs up and hugs him and says, I was playing tag, but things got really scary. And she basically says, thank you for, adopting me once again. And I promise I'll do better to be, the daughter that you want. He's very confused by this and hasn't put two and two together that she's psychic. But, that is episode 1 of the Forger family being made. And episode 2 is when he makes a fake wife, quote unquote. And so in this episode, we meet kind of a city council, a city clerk named Yor, who is, talking with some of her female coworkers. And they're like, oh, did you hear that so and so was just arrested on terms of being a spy because of, them being single or them being this age? And Yor was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then her coworkers are trying to say, well, Yor, why don't you invite your boyfriend over to my party? And Yor's like, oh, I don't really have a boyfriend, but I'll still show up anyway. And her coworkers are kind of being very spiteful, might I add, saying, I bet she's a spy. There's no way somebody who is that good looking doesn't have, a man in her life. And so as things
Yeah, her.
progress on, we find out that Yor is a very, very badass assassin. Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
she is. What the fuck? Okay, she she's been doing this for too long. It's not like they just said like it's only been a year. No, she's been doing this. Since she's been like what, fit 12.
She was definitely a
Like,
teenager because I would say
yeah.
I'd give you that kind of 12, 13, but that would be the
hmm
absolute limit.
If you watch more of this, you'll learn more. Like she's been the mother of her little brother, and she's been supporting him, and this whole time of this happening. So like, yeah, so she's been doing this for a really long time because her little brother is little in all the flashbacks.
Hmm. And so she tears her assassin's dress, which is needing to be, just kind of a quick sew up patch. So she goes to the local tailor that they have. When do your Lord? We don't know just yet. I'm hoping that we see it soon. And so Yor goes to this tailor shop where Loid is getting Anya fitted for her new school uniform. And then, they have a very kind of quick and in passing conversation. It's obvious that both of them are very interested with each other. But, Loid being a master spy and Yor being a master assassin, they're both of their respective skills as far as keeping up with your surroundings and then sneaking up on people have they kind of clash with each other. So it's like, how did this woman sneak up behind me? I've been paying attention this whole time. And then yours like, why does this guy keep staring at me blatantly or looking at me even though his back is turned? And then things progress where Loid Yor and Loid make the deal like, hey, I have this party to go to and I need a boyfriend, but I don't have a boyfriend. Would you mind helping me out? He's like, sure. But in exchange, my daughter doesn't have a stepmother and I need a fill-in wife and stepmother for our entrance exams into, I don't remember.
Oh man, it's okay.
I don't
It's
remember
like the
the school.
elementary.
School that
It's the school. It's like an elementary school.
and so
It's
and so she was like, sure, I'll help you do that. And so then they agreed to meet. I think it's like Saturday at like 8 o'clock, which is an unusual time for a party on a weekend. And so right before Loid can meet up with Yor, he has another mission to stop this artist, this art thievery ring, and he's like, oh, this is gonna get in the way of this, well thought out plan that I have. And so, literally, probably, I'm gonna say at least 2 hours before he goes stops this smuggling ring, he obviously he's taking a ring to use to propose to his fake wife or what the hell ever else. And so he goes there and he realizes he's run out of time. So he takes a ring. He's still bloodied and kind of beaten up from the battle that he had. And then he goes to the address that Yor gave him for where the party was. And so then when he shows up, Yor's about to leave. But when he opens the door, everybody's like, oh, this is Yor's. He doesn't introduce himself as her boyfriend. He says husband. And so everybody's like, Yor has a smoking
Yeah.
hot husband and he's very courteous. And then he dabbles a little bit into, her past of taking care of her brother because both of them lost their parents very young. And then everybody's like, oh, so not only it makes sense why Yor doesn't really talk, so much about herself. She's had a very hard life. And then her bitch of a coworker is like, you know what? I'm not going to get upstaged by this whore. And she's like, Yor, would you mind helping me with this hot plate of food? And then she's like, oh no. And then Yor catches the plate with one foot and perfectly balances it. Let me tell you, I do yoga, and what she did is absolutely fantastic because I can't do any shit like that just yet. And so then, they leave the party,
Oh
and
God.
the goons that Loid had just beat up is like, hey, there's that guy that just robbed us. Let's get him. And so then Yor and Loid are beating the crap out of these dudes. And then he reaches in his pocket, like, all right, I'm going to give her the ring and propose. And he's like, his pocket had a hole in it. So he's like, well, I don't have a ring. So he uses the pin from a grenade. And then he uses that as a makeshift ring. And then,
Why not?
now
Why
the
not?
the illusion of a new family has now been complete with Yor the assassin wife, Anya the telepathic child, and Loid the master spy. And that is SpyxFamily episodes
Yes.
1 and 2.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I picked both episodes, because the family's not complete until you watch season episode 2. Then you understand everything. And like if Josh was here, I really want to know how he feels about this. Because he's always complaining on us like, you never set me up with the right things. And I understand we don't all the time. But this time I gave him like the perfect setup, and shit happens. What are you gonna do? He's trying to pop into the podcast, but I
We're
think we're gonna
stalling
have
so
some
he can get
issues.
here, honestly.
I maybe, yeah. Wasn't my plan.
I just
Well,
Oh, go ahead, Crispy.
no, no, you go,
Oh, I was just
go.
gonna start off by saying SpyxFamily is not only do I personally enjoy the story, because a good spy show, who doesn't love a show or movie about spies? I mean, look at James Bond. There have been how many James Bond now? We're not gonna
Too
we're
many,
not gonna actually stop and count. I think they
too
should not have
many.
used Daniel Craig, but that's just me personally. I'm not a fan of his 007. But this is I think that this was a good, like, oh, we're going back to Cold War era of,
Hmm.
spy networks and information gathering, which to me, I think was probably not going to say like the most, I'm not going to, let me not say pivotal because it was very pivotal, but it was when it was like they were using new techniques and such things to get information and one ups over each other.
Well, technically, the Cold War was so fucking cold. None. It was definitely a spy. No, like Cold War was like more spy
Hmm.
than boots on the ground. So like it makes sense to use this error and all that other junk, because like we just chose a different time. Everyone be just like, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just do that? I'm like, no, Cold War is perfect. Anything from Cold War down would have been a perfect error setting for this show.
And
because if anything, now it's just garbage.
I agree. And I also like how they're basically using, the setting of Germany back then. Because you can kind of see it, if you've ever seen German architecture,
Hmm.
from back then. And even with how, the fashion and the, kind of how the streets are set up. I think this is, as far as a representation of the Cold War, I think it's pretty. I'm not going to say spot on, but I think it's, for a fantasy, I think it's pretty good. And also the fact you have an enemy of the place that he's trying to keep the peace with. He's in the heart of enemy territory. He's essentially on his own, as spies always are.
Hmm.
And he's now been given the task to start a fake family and keep the peace, which is not an easy task, even for a master spy, as we see, because Anya is, she has a lot of
Anya's a
trauma
hand.
from her time being experimented on as a child, and then also the
Hmm.
fact that Yor is an assassin
She's,
who, as far as combat is concerned, is much stronger and more deadly than Loid, but she's still a very caring and mother-like figure. And they obviously have
and has her own
romantic feelings
issue.
for each other that they never act on, because in Lloyd's mind, you know, everything is for the mission
This
and to
job.
preserve the peace. But as episodes progress, we see that he does care genuinely for this fake family that he's established. And I'm putting my money on it now. By the time the series ends, he's gonna be like, I'm leaving this spy life behind me so I can be with this fake family and try to make a real family, because
Hmm.
all of the interactions he has with Anya, and I really love how he's like, this is the reason I decided to become a spy, to prevent, somebody else from going what I went through, a lonely child, nobody to comfort or protect them. He's he had one instance where he was at essentially the lowest point of his life. No, I'm guessing all his family and people he knew and loved were dead, and he's alone in the world. And then he's looking at Anya, and he can tell something's off with her, but he just can't put his finger on it. And he's like, I want to do everything I can to make sure children like this don't have to go what I have to go through. And then yours also pretty hot with that jet black hair and the scarlet red eyes. And then he's like, oh, and then I can have me a hot wife too? Hell yeah, sign me up.
Oh god. The thing is with Lord, I feel like he's like gravitating like we're saying like he has issues and like has like some past stuff. It feels like that whole that case like that general case of how people that have issues generally like gravitate to other people with the same kind of issues or something close to them. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
feels for me. So he's just gravitating to. He could have picked other people. He could have done everything else,
Oh no,
and
I
he
agree
figured out
full force.
every. He figured out like found out these people's backstories. Except for how did he not find out yours is assassin? I don't know. And like,
Assassins are
but
good
like
at leading secret lies.
I bet they are, but still, Lloyd is like the person that you have to. He has to dot the i's and cross all the t's. He cannot fuck it all up. He has to make everything proper and going. If something fucks up, he has a backup plan. If that backup plan fucks up, he has a continuous line of backup plans. There's never a fail for him unless Anya's on the case because Anya throws him a good curveball that he can't fucking catch. She I love Anya's adorable. She is fucking adorable. She's amazing. Later on in the series, you're gonna see more scenes with her and Anya. Oh my! Anya gets a super punch. and smug face and it's like the best fucking episode. I honestly that's my favorite fucking episode. When she that is probably my favorite one. But I couldn't choose it because I was hoping I wanted Josh to like this show, so I chose the first 2 episodes. I was not throwing him in the middle of all of this, but I like yours actually a fun character also. And the funny thing is how you described like you just described her. In my head, I just say she's a grown adult Megamine. That's all it is. That's what
Yes.
happened. She's in a grown like she's an adult Megamine because that's how Megamine's characters design the same shit. But if Megamine is from another anime called Konosuba, uh, hopefully season 3. But no, right
Hoping
now,
for early 2023.
yes. But like Lloyd, like everybody, like if like how I just like I said, Lloyd is the fine, like to the point person. And Anya is just a goofball. She's a little child that trying to figure out everything, and she's gifted with these abilities. And I love her reactions to everything like that happens. She's not even like trying to listen. She could just walk by, accidentally tune in, and be like, "What the fuck did you just say? What bomb in the middle of the city? What? You're gonna stop it? What the fuck?"
Hmm.
There is. I'm gonna do one little spoiler for you, Jerry. Though we're supposed to get a pet
Yes.
with gifted abilities. So
Yes.
this family's
From the same place that Anya's from.
yes, and like we're supposed to get that. I don't know when we're gonna get this pet. Well, I'll say a character,
I think it's
and
coming when it comes back in October, right? I think I
I
told you
believe it's
guys it's
October.
October. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's October. If not September, it's one of the two.
It's
I'll
before
say more.
winter.
It's probably it's possibilities gonna be an October part coming out, but yeah, that character supposedly that's another like it's not even just like a pet; it's a character because it's like Anya. Thanks to Anya, he becomes a character. It doesn't have to just be a pet forever. Uh, but I don't know. I love the details and the drawings they do, and like everything else
Yes.
following this episode increases. And I was not expecting the quality that they're putting into the show and all that other junk. Like I'm like they're putting. I'm like my friend Josh at work. I tried to separate two Joshes. He's read the manga and he states that it just gets way more crazier
I
down
can
the path.
only imagine.
You have to if you don't have the patience for the anime, just pick up the thing and run with the manga because that's the best way to do it. And I think we have it's already at I think about I think volume 5 I think volume 4 or 5 I
I
want to
think it's
say
5.
for manga, like physical stuff. If you liked reading like that, I think it's up to there. So, chapters, it's way past that.
I
I
think
think it should be like
chapters
in
it's like
volume 8.
70 or something, maybe 80. I know it's pretty far ahead.
To me, I'm not gonna lie, my favorite character is Anya
Anya all
because
day.
of Anya is just
She's
I like
precious.
to say she's just amazing. I'm like this child was properly designed and they knew what to do with this kid. And it's great because it's innocent. She's just an innocent character and she doesn't know what's happening, but she's just catching everything with her wavelength. I would
Hmm.
say Yor is probably my second one because she's just you Lloyd is he's cool, but like I like the weird oddball characters,
I'm
and
right
these
there
two are
with
pretty
you.
eyeballed. They're pretty odd because if you find out more down the road with with your where you get to get introduced to her brother, and that's another freaking
Oof.
oddball. And it's just like it just adds to her character and what she had to deal with and what she created. It looks like for this kid, but it's just a good quality thing, and the music that they did for this is actually pretty good.
Not
I'm not
only
gonna lie,
the
there's
music,
decent.
I love this animation style because I think this is a collaborative project that Studio Wit is doing with someone else.
Is it? I didn't know it was a collab. I thought it was just like just one studio.
It's now don't hold me to it because I know whenever like the intro credits roll, it's always Studio with X somebody, and I'm like, I know this other studio, but I can't think of who it
Mhm.
is. But I definitely love how they use
Jimmy
the
Jazz.
bright.
Oh, I skipped you. I wanted to show you. Was it who at the Flora Carlos? Okay. Oh, good God.
The floor of
Oh, we're gonna
Colossus.
hide.
We're gonna hide that now.
Yeah, we're gonna just goodbye.
But I like how they picked the right color palette and not necessarily the dark hues, but kind of those neutral tones to where everything has a nice vivid pop still. Because it's not so much that things are dull, but it's kind of that pastel texture almost to where you feel like you're watching a storyboard come to life, which all anime is, but you can definitely still see some of the drawing lines through the show. And I always love that hand drawn look to things because I'm like, man, this is cool. It makes me want to read the source material that it's from.
Well, yeah. Have you ever seen the source like any of the manga
I
covers?
have, and they look fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually pretty nice that the art from the manga actually is kind of almost similar to the everything in the animation, like the animation show. But the studio that you are so it's Wit Studio
Mm-hmm.
and Cloverworks.
Cloverworks. I knew it was somebody
Yes.
else.
So those are the two studios that work on this.
And Crispy, if you also didn't know, Studio Wit did season 1 for Vinland Saga. So that should tell you
Ooh.
how they do their animation.
Like I still need I keep telling myself to watch that and I keep not watching it.
It's pretty good.
It's in
It
my
it
list.
starts off slow. I'm not gonna get super into it, but it starts off slow. But Jesus, they Studio Studio Wit is one of my favorite animation studios right now, right behind Studio Mappa, because that's who coincidentally is going to be doing season 2. Studio Wit gave the reins over to Mappa.
Oh,
Yeah, Mappa has.
God damn it. We're never gonna get a Doro season 2.
What do you mean? We're going to get Hell's Paradise.
Ah!
But
but I but Doro has been a thing for a while. Fuck Hell's Paradise. And okay, sidebar. Hell's Paradise is pretty nice. I have to pick back up again. Volume 1 is a good read. It's what the fuck is happening is just like how it is. Like it's you get a guy that's basically indestructible. He gets to sent to basically him and a bunch of prisoners get sent to an island, and the island is supposed to have like the basically the flower or elixir of life on the island that will basically grant you like forever life, and they have to find it, but it's basically at your own risk. If you come back from the island with the elixir or the ingredients to make the elixir of life, you get granted that all of your past history basically gets wiped,
you get
and
the
you're a free
president's
man.
pardon.
Yes. And right now, I only had the first volume, and that's fucked. Fucked.
I made it. We're not going to get into it, but I made a deal with
No,
Crispy and I'm going to honor it. I just literally have not had the time right now.
I hear you. I have no time of any reading anything that much to that right now. I literally bought the next 3 volumes of Fire Punch, and
I'm so sorry.
I still haven't read them because at work I'm slow, so I read them at work because I'm slow. But it's been a hellfire ever since I bought the fucking volumes. So whatever. But we are getting to that point. Jerry, what would you rate basically let's do this. What would you rate episode 1?
Episode 1, I actually loved. Not it's not my favorite episode throughout the series, but for a first episode, it started off very strong and it showcased the strong points and weak points for some of the
Hmm.
characters. Of course, obviously it was just Loid and Anya. And for me, it's a very solid 8 because they pack a lot of information in, and they also get you set up to feel a very strong emotion about the first episode.
Okay. What about episode 2 then?
Episode 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to give it another 8. This was more kind of the comedy relief. You get to meet, another interesting character. You definitely get a very good action sequence mixed in, along with other very dangerous situations that occur. And I also enjoyed the fact that in both episodes, we get to see a master spy taken for surprise. And that's something you don't generally expect when you hear the word spy. When you think of a spy, you're like, oh, they're well informed and, they'll just adapt to a situation on the fly, which, Loid does do in both situations. But the surprise that he's taken for is almost so great that he doesn't know how to essentially recover and, pick back up where he had left off.
True, and that's like every 2 seconds of this show. But if it's the thing is like it only happens when he's with the family. When he's not with the family, he basically picks everything up properly and fixes everything. But when he's with the family, he just falls apart because it just doesn't know how to. Yours being Anya's being Anya. Anya's like what 4 or 5 years old.
She said she's like what 7 or 8 or something like that, but she's
Oh
obviously
yeah.
much younger. So I think she's like that 6 years old, like you just said.
All right. So yeah, he's like she's like that young, so like she's just gonna be misfit, like just a like misfit. I can't even pronounce. She's gonna be reckless, just running around, just doing what kids do. So and Lori does not know how to deal with that crap.
That's very
And we
true.
got a friend. We got a friend that just popped in.
Our stalling worked.
Stalling is here. We got a guy. We just hear him in the background. Y- Okay, welcome to the podcast,
I
Josh.
don't think is this gonna work?
We got to get you in the phone call.
You're in. You're in. I'm adding you to the phone call. Do 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 do.
Just keep talking.
Ba 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 ba. So do that. You're actually what's it called? You're here. So Josh, how are your feels? Now you're actually here.
I don't think my mic's working. Hello?
I can hear
Is this
you.
working? My feels on what?
Spy Family. We're on Spy Family right now.
You're still on that? Oh, I thought you would have been done.
Yeah.
Um.
No, we were taking our time, making sure you can get here.
Hold on. Keep talking.
I'm calling you. Get back here, you. But yeah, basically with me with my ratings because Josh is still doing Josh things. Due to Josh doing Josh things, I'm gonna do my rating. My rating I'm basically the same with Jerry, but I think episode 2 I will make it like more of like an 8.5.
It's a very good show, and it's for a while now. I was like, oh, new anime. It's nothing. It's not. Well, I knew it was going to be good, but I was like, oh, it's going to be the same old thing it usually is. It's definitely blown me away.
Emerging.
Hello?
Hello.
Josh, welcome. We miss you.
Hi. Sorry. Sorry about that. My life is in scrambles right now, so bear with me. Everything will be smooth sailing in like a couple weeks from now. I just got a lot of shit going on because I gotta move. So yeah. Yeah, I love what's this show called? Spy Family.
Oh my god.
Spy
Spy
Family.
Family is my favorite
Spy Family.
family that I ever saw. No, I actually did. I actually did like this. This was surprising. Okay, there we go. Better camera. Okay. It was actually surprising because like I'm glad you started with fucking episode 1 and 2. You know, that was nice. That was very thoughtful of you to fucking start in the beginning of the show so I know what the fuck these characters are and who these
I really want to do episode smirk on Anya, but whatever.
I actually watched more than I was required to do, which is very surprising.
What?
For an anime. I was actually.
That was like
Wait, go ahead.
that's like how we did it with Mob Psycho. We got you running with Mob Psycho, and then you
I
haven't
know,
watched that in a while.
I haven't watched. I think I watched like 1 or 2 more extra. This fucking thing is annoying.
What are you doing?
It's. I think. We got to update this, but I'm surprised I was even able to join because I think we have to update our software or whatever. But anyway,
I
that's
think
a
so,
technical
too.
thing that I don't really need to get into. Yeah, it was good. The first episode was cool. It introduced like Loid and the what's the girl's name? Anya? Anya?
Yep.
Like her little show, her spy show. So she was already a fan of spies, and then she's a telepath. So like she's a fan of her fake father. I don't know. I'm just like waiting for and what's his name, Loid, to like just hook
Yep,
up. I'm like, when is that actually gonna happen? Because there's like episodes in the future where they're like, it's like the tension's building, but nothing has happened physically.
Yes, that's what
It
I'm
gets
saying.
to
I'm
a
waiting
certain-
for them to just finally just.
It gets
kiss
to like
at least.
it gets to a certain point, but that's a little. It's just awkward. It's a really awkward moment, but it gets to a certain point. But we're not talking about that episode yet. I don't think Josh is there yet.
With the
That's like the
brother?
next,
Is that with the brother?
You got to the brother? You
That's
watched the
pretty
whole thing?
Holy
You got to the brother.
Yeah, I got to the brother. Yeah.
Jerry, we did it!
Is there more of this show? Is this it? Is it just one season?
No,
There's
it's
more
gonna get,
episodes coming. I think they're gonna do maybe another 8 or so in a couple of months.
Is it part of the same season, or are they making a new season?
Same season.
It
They're
is
just
part of the
breaking
same
it up.
season. This is part 2.
Okay.
Now I have to remind him to watch it.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe.
Oh my god.
So we have
Yeah.
Victory!
I look like shit right now.
Yes!
But I'd probably
Oh.
I'd probably give this an 8, I'll give it an 8. I think that's solid for now.
Do you like the animation?
I like Oh, I thought the animation was weird because the background characters have no faces, but like, I kind of got used to that pretty quickly. So, no, the animation was cool. It's anime, so like,
Oh, no point.
I don't know. I don't really notice like the animation really differing from show to show. I don't know. I don't really pick that up unless it's like hand drawn versus like digital animation. And if it's like all digital, it just kind of looks the same to me.
Okay. No, that is a fair
I don't know
point.
if it makes sense.
I don't
Okay.
disagree.
So yeah, it's good. I think I don't know. It's not like animes like really their style really differentiates between show to show really that drastically, at least for me, unless it was like hand drawn. Yeah, that's when I'll really notice. Like what was that show? I want to say Bebop and Rocksteady, but that's obviously not the show. That's fucking Ninja
He's,
Turtles.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. I got one word right. Yeah. So yeah, my favorite show is definitely Bebop and Rocksteady.
We can't win them
That's
all.
my favorite.
We can't win them all.
So
Ready
yeah,
to
that's
take us into the next segue, Crispy.
yeah. Take us through like
Okay, because Josh is here, let's. So the next segue is the actual main event. It's Kingsman, the Secret Service. Josh, do that you are here. Do you want to take away or let me just take it away?
Sure. The
You
Kingsman.
just hired on.
The Kingsman is a movie that came out in 2014. I thought it was more recent, but I think I was thinking of the new one that just came out. Didn't one just come out?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah,
one
one
just
just came out.
How many are?
There's
How many
three.
are there? There's three.
Three.
There's three.
Okay.
So there's the secret. You got the secret.
Secret
Secret
Service.
Service. You got the Golden Ring. The Golden Circle,
And
then you got this
the
prequel,
Kingsman.
the Kingsman.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we watched
Like
the
the
first
Batman.
one. We watched the
Yes.
first Kingsman. So we watched the Kingsman. No, we didn't. We watched Kingsman: The Secret
Secret
Service. That's what we
Yes.
watched.
Yes.
I guess.
Josh, move your camera a little bit. You're cut off a little bit halfway your face.
Hold on, I'm not
There
even
you go.
looking at myself. Okay. Yeah, this came out 2014. I guess it was a comic book series. I didn't know that. A comic book
Oh, it
series by
was?
Mark Miller and David Gibbons. I know Mark Miller. He done Kick Ass. He did Superman: The Red Sun. He did a
Mhm.
lot of comic books. I didn't know that it was a comic book series. That's kind of cool. Yeah, basically the premise is like this kid. What's his name? I don't even remember.
Eggsy.
Eggsy. Yeah, Eggman. He like becomes part of the Secret Service. You know,
Not gonna fight
they're
it.
part of the. You know, the service is called the Kingsmen. They're basically all English gentlemen, and they have their gadgets, and they're trying to like go through like these trainees, making sure they have what it takes to be a Kingsman themselves. There's a few tests that they have to pass, and he passed most of them, if not all of them. The only one he did not pass was not killing a dog. So continue on. Samuel Jackson, he's trying to eradicate the human population by basically creating this phone virus that once it's activated, everyone becomes rabid, human beings. They just want to kill each other. That's all they want to do. It's just, and his plan is basically, his philosophy is, it's basically like Thanos. He has a Thanos philosophy. We got to get rid of the human population down. So the human, so we don't kill ourselves, basically. Kill ourselves or have the planet, we have to figure it out ourselves. So that's basically the movie. And what's his name? Eggsy is trying to stop Sam Jackson from doing that. And he has assassin sidekick or, whatever teammate who has knives for legs, just like a lot of James Bond villains have like some, something, some quirk with their body part, so she has knives for legs.
Why?
Yeah, why not? This fucking heart is really annoying, and I hate it.
It is.
I don't know how to get rid of it.
Trying to just
I don't
It's
know how.
It's because it's part of the free version. That's why we have this stupid. That's why we have that. We don't have our background anymore. That got lost, huh?
And it's gone too because we're in free mode.
Man, we gotta update this, but that's okay. We haven't done this in a while. So
we
yeah,
took
that's
a
the movie.
momentary break so
That's what I was
everybody
trying to
could
figure
spend
out
time
what-
with family for the 4th, and work got kind of crazy for everybody.
Yeah, we got some.
Yes. And Josh is in his moving stage, so yes, that too. You gotta be kidding me.
I wish I wore my suit. I would look more like in character, but this is all I got.
So Josh is in the
You could-
Kingsman. We're not supposed to tell people. We're gonna probably get killed off
Yeah.
later. What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
We can see us. Look, we don't even need. We only need one screen now. You know, we can see all of us. There you guys are.
I'm fucking done. I'm
Any-
fucking done.
Anyway,
So
this movie was absolute. I forgot how funny this movie was, especially
yeah,
for
it's
an
great.
English movie. I honestly, I think the last English movie I watched was one of the original James Bonds with Sean Connery.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And definitely, I forgot the main reason I like this movie was that we get to see Samuel L. Jackson play kind of like this, essentially just like a nerd. He's playing this deadly nerd,
Yeah.
and he's actually getting away with it.
yeah, you can't. Who's gonna fuck over a
Yeah,
nerd? Come on.
at
they get
first,
ruined
the
lives.
list kind of threw me off, and then I definitely got used to it because I was like more involved with the character, and his speech pattern kind of remind me of how Mike Tyson talks. I don't know if you thought that.
Yeah.
But I was definitely getting Mike Tyson vibes
Yeah.
from it. Yeah, no,
And then
No,
there's
I love the turn. I love the turn they did with Samuel L. Jackson in this too, because he's so he's been meant to be like in like all of his old movies I've like seen. He's always been like that person that's supposed to be like the tough guy, or he has to be like a
he's always
teacher,
the
or there's
badass.
something. Yeah, he's always there. He's just that guy. And then this one, he has to dive down from that to like this nerdy complexion, and like he can't even see blood, or he throws up, or
Yeah.
he's basically they deleted his like badass rank and just slapped him the novice like nerd.
And it
Yeah.
was so great. I also love the fact that even though this obviously is filmed in the UK and everything, there is I forgot that English dialect over there is so just crude and hilarious. Because at every moment that you see Eggsy before he, begins the training process to be a Kingsman, he's obviously a troubled youth, and he's, at the end of his rope, he's, his stepdad is beating the shit out of his mom, and I am so glad that his stepdad got his comeuppance, and, Eggsy got his mom out of that abusive situation. We do not condone domestic violence.
No.
And it Eggsy remembered the pendant that I can't remember the guy who trained him, his name, but he remembered the pendant, and then essentially the password for the get out of jail free card. And then he was like, Eggsy, once he saw like, oh yeah, I can really do something if I put my mind to it, he was basically, even through the other candidates, he obviously stood out at the top of the class, except when he didn't shoot the dog. But, in the end, I think that came back to be a beneficial thing that, spoke again for his character. Because, when we see him, he's got the shirt, the vest, and then the hat, like, I got to put the suit back on. But, he's obviously got a very loving and caring side, especially, for a family, that I think was portrayed very well, especially considering he lost his father at a very young age, which usually, sometimes you see, sometimes you don't. And I'm glad we got to see more of, how well of a person he could be, which he did turn into once he realized his full potential. And then, oh man, there's just so many things that I enjoyed. Definitely the one thing I loved the most was the action scene at the church, and everybody just went on the killing spree.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh my god, for that scene was amazing. It's terrifying.
It was
but
so
it's
good.
amazing.
Like that scene was my favorite action scene in the movie. And then my favorite cat and mouse scene is when I really wish I remembered the guy's name, but Samuel L. Jackson is having dinner with Eggsy's mentor, and he's basically telling him like, "Oh, this isn't your standard spy movie. We're not gonna be doing this whole cat and mouse bullshit."
He's straight to the point. He figured everything out. Yeah, I enjoy that also. I like the church scenes. Just like what the flying fuck, everything just going. There's a part I don't even.
Yeah.
He throws a grenade. He fucking throws a grenade, and that should have. I think that should have done more damage. But yeah, but I think they did him dirty at the end where he gets like popped in the freaking head. They kind of like went a little dirty
Very.
on that one, but like everything just was like nuts. And I love how Samuel L. Jackson is like the only American in this movie mostly. And when he gets introduced with the meeting at dinner, he's like, "Oh, here's McDonald's," and he's like showing off McDonald's, and the guy's like expecting more a fancier meal, and is just like, "This is a little different." I kind of like the change up, like different culture setup is like weird. And how you doing with your glasses, Josh?
I'm good.
I'm just seeing super glare coming off your face.
I'm looking at my bird fucking eating snails out of my fish tank, so I'm just kind of concerned about that. But other than that, I'm good.
I think that's extremely concerning.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
But
I don't care about the snails. They're fine. They can all die. There's like fucking thousands.
Wow.
I mean, I watched some of them, but whatever. That's a whole different topic, which I don't need to get into.
And another thing, like you were talking about how Eggsy has like that family thing. I kind of like that he really is about his family because he could have been a jerk to he could have not cared about like the little sister because the little sister is the stepfather's kid, so it's like it has a half sister. He could have said "fuck you" to the little sister and just gave up on like taking care of her or being in her life because he doesn't like the father. But he's like, "No, you're my sister. I'm fucking taking care of you and helping you." Meanwhile, these people, like mom, is being abused by your dad, and he's making her be like more of a shit than she should be, and all this other crap. And like it's really nice to see that on that point with that character. And the fucked up thing is like we don't get to see what happens to Eggsy's father in the first movie, but we have to watch the second movie to see what fucking happens to him and why he gets the medal. Yeah, he's in the beginning of the second movie.
I've never watched the second one. Okay, I've got to make sure to
You
do
never
that.
watched the second movie?
Every time I tried to watch it, I either fell asleep before it started or I had to go help somebody do some kind of bogus BS.
No, you learn about Eggsy's father. So Eggsy's father, you get more depth of him, and you get the reasoning of like why Eggsy's in the position of where he is now. and like it's like it took you another movie to understand that more, but like that's how it went. Like that's how it goes, and how he has the medal. But I love how Eggsy like shows himself off as like he's more of a degenerate than actually what he actually is. And beforehand of like the movie, he had high grades in school. He was actually the perfect fucking student. And then he went to military, and it looks like he didn't like how the military went, and his situation at the house got worse. So it looks like he pulled the fuck out and started hanging around the house to make sure none of the bullshit gets too too high and like everything goes really south in the household. So I see where that went and like how his mindset, and you can see there his family is more important there. And then we get the whole freaking he becomes a Kingsman bullshit happening. And what is the quote that he has to say? Oxford's not brogues. Oxford's not brogues.
Oxford's
It's like the code word.
Brokes or something like that. It's a very unique saying.
It's a shoe style. It's fucking great.
Yeah, like all the small little
Because
tidbits fit like the Brit fashion, and I'm like everything just tied in so seamlessly. Like when Eggsy's at the bar, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm having me a Guinness right now," because Guinness comes from over there along with the Guinness World Records because they're the same people. I didn't know that until recently. I felt very stupid. I went my whole life thinking they were separate companies, but they're just one.
okay,
And then he's having him a Guinness. They are driving in their steering wheel and stuff is in the right and the passenger side, not the standard side. So it's weird. And then even how their fashion is, it's not the fashion, how their suits are is very more upscale.
I like their
Their
suits.
suits
I
are
really
very,
do, actually.
very
I'm
classic.
jealous of their suits. I feel like I could wear one of those suits at least once
Yeah.
a week if I had a job that was like
Just
set
wear it
up
to
that
work
way.
anyway.
I would wear a
Just wear it
suit.
anyway. Why
No, I
not?
don't want to.
You just said you
I got a
did.
lot of pieces to the
It doesn't
suit.
work for me.
Yeah.
I that too, and I'm not in a position where I can just wear a suit.
Yeah,
But Josh, I know me and Crispy have been going back and forth. What are your thoughts on the
I don't know. To be honest, like this movie's good. It's a good movie. This is the first time I ever seen it. I don't really have that much to say about it. It's like one of those movies where, like, I was highly entertained, but like I don't know. Like there's like specific scenes that I liked. I like the action set pieces. Like the church scene was cool. The choreography was great. The only thing I wish, like, this is like a nitpick. I wish they had more squibs for like the blood splatters. Like instead of it being cute computer generated, I wish they had like the squibs like fucking actual blood bursting out. There wasn't really too much of that. Like I don't know. When I see
I think
when I
they
see
had
digital blood, I'm just like, oh man, that's kind of cheap. Like I get it for like especially like specific stuff like when people's heads are blowing up and shit, or with the fireworks at the end, or like like someone getting cut in half. I get that, but like I don't know, when someone gets shot, I love to see the physical squibs, like the explosions and everything. So I don't know. That's just how I am. Digital blood kind of sucks. But
Yeah, definitely watching this again.
No,
I
you're not
definitely
wrong.
agree with you. I was like, first time watching, I'm like, man, this is hilarious. Now it's like, hey, I would like a touch of realism with, like
yeah,
bullets and
just
some other things.
just the physical stuff. That's what really gets me into like action scenes. Like Tarantino, like Inglourious Bastards. There's squibs fucking everywhere. Like when he's shooting up Hitler. It's like actually like fake blood coming out, and like with this, you could just tell it's all digital. That's my only gripe with this movie. But other than that, it was highly entertaining. It was pretty cool. This is the first time I ever seen it, so like when Matt actually recommended this, it was like, oh, this is actually something I want to see. It was like on my list, so I was happy about that. Like these picks this week, Matt, were good ones.
Thank you.
Usually
I
I hate
enjoyed
when-
revisiting Kingsman.
I don't remember. The last one wasn't bad either. I don't remember what the last one is, but sometimes you pick some stuff.
I'm gonna throw a curveball, you
I
motherfucker.
don't need that. Please.
I will.
Um,
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. That's really all I have to say. I don't know if you guys have more to say, but it's not like I don't know.
Oh.
This is a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I just don't have too many things to like discuss about it. I don't know. Maybe since it's kind of fresh in my head, maybe if I gave it a second viewing, I would have more things to say. But I don't know. It's just
To me, I do like a Samuel L. Jackson's assassin friend, well partner.
yeah.
I love
cool.
like the legs. I like the legs. Have you ever like pay attention with the legs and like the weird movements of how they like counterbalance like with what's it called with the blades inside?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a weird, cool setup.
Almost
I enjoyed that a
spring-loaded.
lot, and yeah, and like it was like weird. It was like awesome just watching her be able to use those like proper walking prosthetics, and then actual than like what's it called, and then like just kill people with them. It's pretty nice to
Yeah,
watch.
they look like actual like legs that would be used, for prosthetics today, but they just add knives to them. Like they're pretty practical in that regard. Especially like they have that like U shape to them, so like they have that spring, like that bounce to them. And you see that a lot, especially with like I don't know. I've seen that with like a lot of athletic runners, who have those prosthetic legs, and it like gives them that extra spring and bounce. It might be actually a benefit to have that if you're running with those, because that would just like bounce you.
Yeah,
across
it give you
the
more
finish line.
momentum.
Yeah, definitely. And all we have organically are calves, that aren't that. I mean, they're designed well.
They're beautiful. My calves are beautiful.
I'm just
They're
saying.
springy. They're just
God
not
damn
that.
it.
Yeah. Like if you look at like like an animal in like any regard, like say you look at a fucking dog's leg versus a human's leg, like their part of their calf is like so much longer and elongated, so they get that extra like momentum and that spring, and we have like a condensed leg, but we're a running animal, we're supposed to outrun most animals. My point is like we are designed for like endurance and just like constantly running, while other like animals and creatures are designed basically to run fast and short bursts, while humans are designed just to keep going and going and going until they tire out their prey. But I don't know, that doesn't have too much.
I don't feel that way.
Because you don't run enough. Look at
I don't feel that
fucking
way.
hunter gatherers and how people were designed. That's what we're designed for, and we're getting rid of that.
Ouch.
We're slowly trying to get rid of that, but that's what made us human. That's what gave us an advantage, because animals overheat. Anyway, this does not have to do anything with the Kingsman. I just wanted to bring that up.
Now, I do have a confession to make.
That's fine.
The first time I watched this, I thought the princess who got kidnapped was Amy Schumer.
Oh no!
Because I just remember the face and the blonde hair, and I'm like, that's fucking Amy Schumer, and I hated her. And then when I just started listening, I'm like, that's not Amy Schumer. This is somebody different, and she's actually very attractive.
So if it was Jerry, say you're in that position, right? And it's the princess, and she's Amy Schumer, and she says, if you save the world, you could put it in my butt. Would you do it?
Honestly, I don't think I can get it up. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I can get it up.
I would need a lot of champagne bottles for that.
All right, time out. Jerry, you do have items.
What?
You do have items. You have a blindfold for yourself, or you have you got a paper bag
for her.
For her.
You know what? I'd have to blindfold myself and paper bag her, because I don't want the idea.
Yeah, we can choose one.
Come on.
God damn it, you can choose one.
Fuck it, I just take the blindfold.
Or you just don't have to do it. You still have that option.
You do have that
option. I mean, if she's offering it, I'd be rude not to take
it. Especially if it's a princess. All right, well, that's good. I'm glad we got that point across.
Hey, man, much needed information. That Bud stuff got him to keep her until second movie. So...
well, I haven't gotten that.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Oh, fuck me.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, is the second one as good as this one? Like, how do you rank these movies, Matt?
I still like the first one a lot better over top of all of them. The first one's my favorite still. The second one is the middle. It's gonna be the middle child. It just
goes in order.
Pursuit. It feels like with the third one, it kind of dropped. It just kind of like it felt like they were trying to give us the prequel, and they just tried too much to make it feel like it was gonna be better than it was, and it just feels like they were lacking more. That's how I felt, including it was like during World War
One,
during World War What? I think it was like World War II.
World War III.
I think.
Well, who's? Yeah, it's
Dude.
during World War III. It's in the future, even though it's a prequel.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Wait,
Wait, isn't it about his father? It's about
no,
Piggy's father.
no. It's basically no. It's the Kingsman is based is basically building up the Kingsman group.
Oh, like where it's.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
building block.
Oh, I
So
thought it
it's
was about.
basically
It's the
like
building
the
blocks.
organization getting its
Yeah.
foothold.
I thought it was about
Okay.
Eggman's father. That's what I thought it was about.
That's what I was
No,
thinking
we
too
don't-
when I saw
Yeah,
the
that would
trailers.
have made sense. Yeah.
No. We get Eggy's father is in the fuck you is in the beginning of the movie of the second one.
Where does
Uh,
Sonic 1 and 2 fall into the timeline?
Sonic 1's during 1 and 2, and Sonic 2 is right after the second movie. And then if we get a third Sonic, it'd be after the
Oh,
prequel.
okay. That's how World War III starts with fucking Hedgehog.
Yes.
Okay.
Sonic and Knuckles throws Sonic and nuked.
Oh my
Frozen
gosh.
carbonite.
They like
Oh no!
they
but-
punch each other so fast that they cause a nuclear fucking explosion.
You want to hear? You want to hear a fun fact though?
No.
Supposedly Elton John was.
Oh no, go ahead.
Supposedly Elton John was supposed to be in this first movie.
I
would have loved that.
Yeah, I could.
He was supposed to be in this first movie, but there was I think he had health issues that he was going through.
What was he gonna
at the
be?
time
Like
when they're
Michael
making it.
Caine's character?
I don't know. They really didn't I don't remember what they were gonna use him as. They're like, that was an idea. We wanted to use him in the movie, but we didn't
I
get
could
him.
definitely see
But
that.
now
Yeah.
he's in the casting for the second one though.
I feel like if you have
Wait,
an
it's-
English movie, you have to get Elton John.
Yeah, or
Elton
or
John-
John or Paul McCartney.
Yeah, that would. Be
But
cool.
Elton John he's in the second movie as Elton John. He's
is
him.
it good in that? Is he good in that?
I enjoy it because they do decent sequences. He's just being an asshole because his character is just in this situation that he doesn't want to be in anymore because it's just bullshit. He's a captive. So he's just like, I'm tired of being here. So he's just like pissed off at every fucking thing that's happening. And he's a test rat at the same time. It's kind of fucking retarded.
He's
And the person that captures him is like a super fan also. So it's kind of what the fuck
Do
is
they play
happening with
Rocket
Elton
Man?
John. I don't think they do play Rocket Man. I think they play. I know they play Saturday Night.
That was going to be my next question because those are always the two songs by Elton John.
Yeah.
They use.
They do Saturday Night. I think in this one.
do they play Crocodile Rock? Do they
No.
do they play Goodbye?
Benny and the Jets?
I'm just gonna yeah.
Did they make a reference
do
to Benny and
my-
the Jets at least?
Was Mike Myers? in it?
It's been a while since I watched that movie.
Did they have Mike Myers?
It's been a while.
Did they have
What?
Mike Myers in it? As
No.
Austin Powers?
No. No.
I mean, come on. he's the most
Jesus Christ.
Englishman. He's Canadian, I think.
I'm not cute. This is the end of the podcast. I give this a solid 8 rating. And everyone else is just gonna just laugh their asses off and just whatever. See you guys next time. We don't have any choices for next time. No, just joking.
Oh, shoot. All right. So Matt gave his rating.
No, I was just if you have more to say, continue.
I don't have anything to say. I already said everything I had to say. Yeah, it's up to you guys. I don't know. That's basically all I had to say.
There you go. Anything
Um,
else?
I just had one little piece that I wanted to drop before we get into final thoughts and reviews. I actually looked up what the budget for this movie was. I think it was a little under 100 million, and they ended up grossing like I think 415 or something.
Oh shit!
Very high, actually.
I mean,
Yep.
they have a pretty star-studded cast too. You know, like
Yeah, and I'm like,
Jackson.
this is for the budget, I was expecting, maybe like 115, something kind of standard. I'm not saying, 95 million is anything to laugh at either, but
I'm not gonna lie, Kingsman movies have like stacked casting and everyone, and it's actually pretty amazing how they got all
Oh,
these
we
people
forgot
be
to
in these
mention
movies. I
Mark
think.
Hamill too. He's like the professor in the beginning.
Oh yeah, true.
yeah,
I was surprised to see him, and he's like in more than one scene, which I was glad to see. But then he dies. Spoilers.
And then he dies.
But it was cool.
But,
Still seeing Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it when movies have a lower budget than I was expecting, and then like their box office profit was just through the roof skyrocketing.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I remember going to see.
I feel like that's
I remember going to see.
you saw in theaters.
Nope. Yeah, but
I was
go
just
ahead,
gonna
go.
say, I feel like that's how
I'm-
most movies should be made. Like you just give them like a modestly decent budget, and instead of making one fucking $1 billion movie that's most likely gonna bomb anyway, you could just make, I don't know, fucking 10 $100 million movies. Instead of just making one fucking giant thing.
No,
And
I
then,
agree.
like, and then you could then some will be bombs, and then one will be a gem, and then it'll make the money for all of them basically. So I
Like
don't
the
know.
Transformers series.
No.
We don't talk about that.
I guess I almost forgot those existed. To be honest, are they still making those?
We're getting Beast Wars.
Yeah,
I
sadly
think
they are.
2023 or 2024.
I thought Beast Wars was a different show.
It is a show, and they're making it into a
No.
movie.
Wait, Beast Wars, isn't that something else? Or is that... Oh, that is Transformers.
That's Transformers.
Oh, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's just a segue.
This is that terrible 90s computer animation where we had no computer animation yet. I think this is like pre-Toy Story. This looks awful. I remember this. I never watched it, but I just remember the ether. Oh, this is after Toy Story. Oh, it's even fucking worse. Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, we
I didn't know. I didn't know that this Beast Wars shit was fucking Transformers. I just thought it was like monkey robots fighting, T-Rex robots. I didn't know it was any association. Okay. It's like the Power Rangers.
Okay,
like
no,
the
I was
fucking, what are they called? The
Mighty
Mega
Morphin
Morphs?
Power Rangers.
Mighty Morph. Yeah, they got what the fuck are the robots called, Matt? What the Megazords? Yeah, it's like the Megazords and Power Rangers, but they're just fucking. There's no Power Rangers. There's some fucking monkey robot with no Ranger in it. All right, go ahead, Matt. What are you saying? What are you saying about fucking Donkey Kong? I don't remember. All right, fuck you, Matt. Since you're not talking, I'm just gonna keep talking about fucking Beast Wars. Okay, so Beast Wars came out in 1996, 2 years after Toy Story, and it looks like dog shit. Okay, and they're making some fucking shitty movie about it. And I hope, if they make a movie about it, I hope the fucking animation looks just like the dog shit fucking show. Then I'll go see it. If it looks just like that, then I'll be the fucking first one in line. If it looks like dog shit, I'll go like, yeah, this is true to the essence of fucking Beast Wars. They're holding true to the origin. Then I'll go. But if it looks like Michael Bay animation, I'm not going. Does it look like shit, Matt? What is going on? No, I just gotta keep... You guys aren't talking. I gotta fucking say something. It's just dead air.
We've been talking for over 2 hours. You have time to pick up
all
now.
right. When does this
It's
come
your
out?
turn.
Now I just want to talk about this. When does this come out? When is this
I'm actually not sure just yet. It's just rumor that it's supposed to be very soon. Well, I'm not going to say very soon, but supposed to be within the next couple of years.
All right, I'm looking at it now. All right, it says Stephen Capel Jr. I don't know who the fuck that is directing it. I have no idea what that is. It's not even Michael Bay, but it's coming out 2023 apparently, and it's called Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
because Michael Bay, after last night, that was Michael Bay's last Transformers film, and then I think one of his assistants or somebody like close to
Killed
him got
themselves?
picked up to do the next set of Transformers movies.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I just wanted to see that this actually exists.
Yeah, it exists.
All
And
right. Do you guys
apparently
have
they're
any-
going to have
Yep.
Seth Rogen voice Optimus Prime.
No, that's
No,
fucking
no,
Donkey Kong.
no.
He's
no,
gonna voice
no.
the Donkey Kong robot in this. He's voicing.
Yeah,
Donkey
because
Kong
Optimus Prime was an ape in Beast Wars.
Okay, if we're gonna be on,
Was he really?
All right,
Yeah.
Wait, no, but Seth Rogen is voicing fucking Donkey Kong in that new Mario movie.
Yes.
That's
And
real.
apparently, I don't know how true this news is, but it's a leaked rumor that Ryan Reynolds is going to play Megatron.
All right, fuck that.
we're
Fuck
in
that.
BS.
I didn't have my
again,
BS.
guys. Hi, but I know we're in your BS now.
I have
But,
more BS than
what's it,
Kingsman. I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Oh my god! But no, supposedly Ron Perlman, he's supposed to be the Optimus Prime. That's what I was told. There was a lot of like people like announcing that he was going to be the voice for him, and sadly to say, Jerry, did you see what happened today? What came out today of Optimus Prime?
No.
Japan has
No.
did it.
You guys are
They
both
made
wrong.
a waifu.
You guys are wrong.
They-
It's fucking Peter Cullen's playing Optimus Prime. I'm just looking at it now. Who knows how fucking right this is? He did a real Optimus Prime voice, but then there's another one called Optimus Primal that
That's
Ron
that
Perlman
one. That's
the
it. That's it.
So
That's it.
so that's what we have to look forward to. Some
But
fucking
Jerry,
shit. All right.
Japan has done it. They have made Optimus Prime into a waifu figure.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get into final thoughts and movies, folks.
Yes. Okay. Please.
Personally, if you've never watched Kingsman: The Secret Service, that is one movie I would highly recommend, especially something that was made in 2014, because 2014 had some real good movies, and then it also had some real flops.
We had Godzilla and
I
Kingsman.
don't even know what came out that year.
Godzilla and Kingsman. Godzilla.
And this is, for an English spy movie, it basically reminded me of, you take James Bond, you give him a troubled past as a teen, but you give him the chance to redeem himself and see his full potential. And there's a lot of other very fun elements to the movie that you can only get from English people. I don't know what it is about English people that make this movie so good. Well, they had a very good cast. I'm not going to just say it was the Englishmen, but everyone in it did a very fantastic job. If we just had Tom Cruise, I think it would have been better. Jumping out of a plane. It would have been better if we had Tom Cruise jumping out of a plane saying it's Mission Impossible tea time.
I mean, I could see the crossover.
Cheers.
They had Henry Cavill in the last one.
I'm gonna give this movie a very strong 8.5. I would honestly watch this movie again and still get the same level of enjoyment out of it.
All right, yeah, that's fair. So this is my first
you,
time
Josh?
seeing this film. I feel like if I have to see this another time to really give it like a solid rating, right now, I'd probably give it a 7. It might go up, might go down. I have to see it again to really give you like a solid, honest answer. But right now, I'm going to stick with a 7. I'm just looking up movies that that came out that year, but no, it's definitely entertaining. You know, and plus, like, You know what I enjoyed about it too was that it was not like a predictable movie. Like I couldn't tell you like what the next plot point was going to be, or like who was the baddie, or who was like against who,
Mhm.
which was nice, like because a lot, especially with these spy movies, like if you're ahead of the movie and you know what like who's going to betray who and like what's going to happen, then like the movie lost you. Yeah, then it's
It's a
like then you have no
broadcast.
movie. But that I definitely commend it. Like the movie was definitely 2 steps in front of me than the other way around, which is good to know. Very commendable. I guess I'm looking at movies that came out 2014. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes came out that year. X-Men, Days of
Another
Future
good movie.
Past, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five
X-Men
Armies.
Future Days of-
One of the Transformers
Nah,
ones.
we don't talk about that.
What's the fuck's his name? I almost said Paul Rudd. Mark Wahlberg.
I think that's
Um,
Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, it's just Age of
No, Dark in
Extinction.
the Moon. No. Dark in the Moon was the last movie of the Michael Bay bullshit. No, that was the Age of
I just said
Extinction.
that.
Oh, it is Age of Extinction?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Guardians
Okay.
came out
Age of
that year.
Extinction.
There's some good ones. Tusk came out.
We don't talk about Tusk, and we don't talk about Age of
If you want to
Extinction.
be a walrus, you gotta
No,
act like
I
a
actually
walrus.
like Tusk. All right, I'm done now. I was curious what came out that year.
Okay.
Matt, did you say your thoughts? You did, right?
Oh, yeah.
I barely did it. I just because of those bullshit, I just skipped everything. No, but with this movie, I liked it a lot because actually, I'm not a big spy movie fan. I'm
You
not
don't like
100%.
Spy Kid?
I can.
3D, man. The best fucking spy
This
movie
is where I
ever.
say goodbye again. No, I was never really a big spy fan because everybody that would suggest me to watch these movies were shoving it down my fucking gullet to be like, you watch this one. How do you not watch this one?
Like what?
Do this, you have to watch
James
like
Bond?
all the James Bond movies, all the freaking Mission Impossible, anything revolving around spy stuff. They got thrown. I was thrown at me, and I was like, I didn't want to watch it.
Mission
I just
Impossible.
knew I just knew I was whatever. Then the Kingsman came out. I didn't even know what the Kingsman was, and my dad just said to me, "You want to go see the Kingsman?" I'm like, "What's the Kingsman?" You showed me a trailer, and I'm like, "Oh, it looks cool." Then I fucking went and watched it, and I was like, "This is actually fucking badass." And my dad's like, "Right? Are you gonna watch other things?" I'm like, "No, Kingsman's fine with me." And then I got suckered into watching Mission Impossible, the last one. I thought it was the last one, but it's not the last one. Thank you, Tom Cruise.
My favorite
Tom?
Mission Impossible is Ghost Protocol.
I don't think I've seen that one. I seen the first one and 3, and then the new one. I'm so mixed up with Mission Impossibles. But what I really commend about the Mission Impossible is Tom Cruise does all his fucking stunts. He's literally hanging out of a fucking helicopter and a plane and fucking hanging off the side of the skyscraper. He's fucking nuts. That's why I go see those fucking movies, because you never know what the fuck Tom Cruise is gonna do.
That
He's
is
really
the
doing
reason.
it. Yeah,
He's
he's
good at his
really
own
doing
stunts.
that. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. And that's the reason to see the movies. You don't know what the fuck Tom Cruise is gonna do. You might be dangling out of a fucking jet fighter or whatever. You don't know.
Who
Going
knows?
at
He might
top
be getting
fucking
waterboarded. You don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, exactly. And he's actually gonna do it. And he really goes all the way for his craft. So good for him. And I heard the Top Gun movie was pretty good, but I haven't seen that.
Everybody I
I've been
know that's
hearing
watched it
mixed
said
reviews.
it is his
Yeah.
best movie. And I
That's
need
what
to-
I've been hearing.
Really, I've been hearing mixed
Really?
reviews.
I'm hearing it's really good.
Yeah, I've been hearing, oh, it's amazing. Then out of nowhere, I'm like, yeah, it was okay.
I only
fine.
been hearing good things.
We didn't
about
really
it.
need it.
I haven't seen the first one, but I heard
Yeah,
this
I've
one's
never
better
seen
than the first one. I heard it's better than the first one. That's what I've been hearing.
I'm excited.
Are you gonna see it?
I'll probably wait for it to start streaming because it's been out
Yeah.
for a month and a half now, right?
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
out for a
so-
while.
Yeah, about.
There's a lot of movies that have been in theaters that I haven't seen that I want to, like that. You've
Where'd
been
you
there.
get the bird?
Like that Jurassic Park, that new Jurassic Park, I still haven't seen. What the fuck else? There's something else.
Thor
Just came out. I don't know. I don't really care to see that. I mean, I'll see it, but I don't really care that much. There's some fucking other movie that, The Theory of Everything or something weird like that.
Everything at everywhere or something. It's that other.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere at Once or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, that was the other one I wanted to see. Yeah. So there's a lot of movies I got to catch up with, but I don't know. Who the fuck knows? I heard the Top Gun movie is a good movie to see in theaters because like you feel like you're in the cockpit, kind of thing. And then I heard like all the scenes outside of the action's kind of boring, but like that's not why you go to the movie. I don't know. This is just like a third-hand source. I haven't seen the movie, so don't listen to me.
So, Crispy, what's your final thoughts and review on Kingsman: The Secret Penis?
We're just trying to throw Matt so many curveballs. So.
You thought you were slick there, you bastard. You're not.
You gotta say like a word that sounds like service. I don't know. Go ahead, Matt.
It's just dumb. No, I kind of like said my thing, and like I enjoyed like the movie and everything, and like what in addition to like to what you were saying with Josh, like how it was unpredictable, like of everything that's happening. They kind of follow suit without the next two movies because you never really figure out who really is until the end, basically. Stop showing off the bird. But I am gonna give it a nice rating of an 8. I'm gonna be the middle guy, basically kind of in the middle of you guys. With this,
that's pretty solid. All around.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So before we end this podcast, I have the choice for next time, and I don't think there'll be as long of a hiatus for the next episode because everything will be more organized by then. So for next episode, I think it's my pick, right? Just to be clear.
Yes.
It's your pick.
Okay. So for the short, I'm gonna kind of be cheating. Well, not really. For the short, we're doing what the fuck is it called? Street Sharks. We're gonna do the pilot of Street Sharks. The first episode. It's on YouTube. I don't think I ever seen. I don't know if I ever seen it.
I haven't.
I don't know if I have.
Oh my! I haven't seen that in years.
Okay, so we're gonna be.
I've been seeing more merchandise with it.
Yeah, I've seen more of the commercials for the toys than the actual show.
So many.
So yeah, the Ninja Turtles ripoff, Street Sharks, and we are gonna do a BatYard production original. We're gonna be also discussing Jaws 19 trailer, and the main event, the main movie, is Jaws. So that's what we're doing. I'll send you all the links. It'll be easy to find. Jaws, I don't know. You can find it somewhere. But all the other stuff, I'll send it to you. So that's what. If you guys don't want to be spoiled,
we're gonna review.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're not gonna review.
Wait,
we'll figure it out when the podcast happens. Wait, what were you gonna ask?
Are we gonna watch the original cut, the extended cut, or the super extended cut?
I don't know. We might do both. I don't know. There's two versions. We'll see. Probably the longer one. I'm just more curious. I just want to see what Jerry thinks, and then Matt and I will discuss what the behind the scenes. I think that's more going to be the discussion. To be honest with that one, and we'll probably discuss that after Jaws. We'll do the Street Sharks. Then we'll do Jaws. Then we'll do Jaws 19. So that's the order we're going to go.
There's so much behind the scenes for that small little segment. There's so much.
We went a lot of places. But anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. And then by that time, while we're having that discussion, I'm gonna be back from Martha's Vineyard where they filmed Jaws originally. So I'll be able to see the locations personally and firsthand. So I'll give you that experience as well while we discuss the movie. So I think it's a perfect time to discuss Jaws.
All right, I'm looking forward. I was wondering when Jaws was going to come up. I'm like, I feel like somebody's going to throw Jaws in at some point.
This is like the season for
I was
Jaws, like July 4th.
I was hoping to throw it in myself, but we've been postponing us because of all of it, like stuff coming up. So I just, whatever happens.
No, I think this is
But Josh is the winner.
Yeah, I picked it first. I won.
He's the winner.
And plus, I'm going to the location where they filmed it. So this is going to be a discussion.
Location.
Yep. So if you guys don't want to be spoiled for Jaws, came out 1975, or Street Shark Pilot, or Jaws 19 trailer, make sure to watch that before next podcast episode, which we usually do these Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday at
8 summer hours.
Tuesday at 8.
Radical. Okay, so
Prime time.
Matt, take us away.
Okay, thank you everybody for hanging out on the podcast, talking with us, and watching, enjoying us. My name is Matt, and I am Superman's pal. Moving to other, I can't point. Next person over.
My name is Jerry, guiding you all with Green Lantern's light.
This is Josh from BatYard Productions, sending you up and away until next BatYard's Finest episode.
Becoming super pals, one episode at a time.
Yeah, I almost fucking ate my words. I didn't even know what I was saying.
Yeah, I definitely bit my tongue because I was about to say Bean Lantern's light. I'm like, what's a Bean Lantern?